Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome back, everyone. We are looking at Bitcoin on a weekly for CME. Now, the one good thing I can tell you, since CME is now officially closed, we did not break outside the Bollinger Band. We're officially going sideways above the 200. I know it looked very mean what it did today or yesterday on Friday, but that inflation report, everyone just got into panic, fear mode, and the whole market just kind of went to cash. It's not a big deal. The point of the matter is we did not make a new low, okay, on CME. So that's really good. Secondary, the volume was a little high. So what I was saying in my previous videos is, yeah, we had 10 weeks of downside, and then we had this one little relief rally, and it was so weak that we got smacked back down like a doji style. And then the next one, we had an attempt and we didn't even make a new high, and already we did close under that previous week. So now the point of what I'm trying to get is next week, we might get continuation to the downside. And the goal is to be above 26,900. The second we have any candle closes under 26,900 on CME, I would be looking for lower price. And then the first area of resistance is 25,330, which is where our real previous low was. So maybe this wick will get tested. And if we do not get support here, then we have the 200 as our final support at 23,400. Okay, 23,900. So we'll see what it looks like when CME back opens up at 8 on Sunday, or 6 o'clock on Sunday, due to the fact that these lines might change. And I'll keep us up to date on our Monday video what these targets are. But I just wanted to know for this week, I was saying I was waiting for the weekly candle to close so I know if I wanted to take my long, right? And this weekly candle did not even give me confidence that, hey, this was the reversal candle. So this, to me, was a dead cat bounce, and this is just confirming it with this making a new low under this previous candle. So I'm assuming next week we're going to continue down. If we can hold sideways, that's great. But the goal is to get back above 32,500. If we can't get back above 32,500, why are we even considering more upside? As of right now, the 21 crossed the 55 to the downside, so we're in a bear stance. And once this 21 crosses this 100, then I can almost be certain that this price action is going to test the 200 and maybe even break it. So just keep all these targets in mind. After the 200, the next level of target I'm looking for is this 22,000 area. And then if this doesn't save us, I have a lot more other areas to go to the downside, but they're all stacked on each other, so there's not really, point to say, oh yeah, we're gonna go to 9,600. It's first, let's just go level by level. These are the next three major levels. These are negative point of controls that we're trying to see if they're gonna give us the bounce. And since it's on a weekly, this is very strong. Let's go now to this. So I'm looking for Bitcoin to actually get accumulated on this level. And this is kind of what we're seeing. We got this break at this level. We got a quick wick up. We're getting consolidation again around 27.8, getting back up. 28.6 has been where we've been bouncing for a while. 28,600, 28,800 is the top side. So for CME, the levels are going to be a little bit different than Bitcoin, but this is the levels for CME. And as of right now, we are on the bottom end of the accumulation where I would want to pick up the long for the long term. Okay, worst case scenario, you get under 27,500, you take your stop loss and you try to reaccumulate over here at the bottom of this wick. So that's how I'm going to be looking at this next week. So let's see how it goes, okay? Now let's go to Ethereum. Alright, Ethereum on the weekly is doing the same thing as Bitcoin, but a lot weaker. We're very close to the bottom of the Bollinger Band. We did get saved though. 1600 was the bottom of the Bollinger Band, but as I said in the weeks before, 1715 and under, we should look for that next target to around 1300-ish. So sorry for that. Keep that in mind. Right now, the volume is not slowed down. And this is another reason why I was like, yeah, Bitcoin looks great, but Ethereum does not. And Ethereum might drive Bitcoin down, or Bitcoin might drive Ethereum up. So it's the latter. Since 21 EMA crossed the 55, we're actually going down. I can't even show you a 200 or 100 EMA on this Ethereum chart because it has not even populated. There's not enough history. So right now we have this level over here, 1586, and after that we got this level here around 1400. If these two levels don't bounce us, then we're looking for lower. And then if I turn on my levels, so this is what I'm looking at right now. Like, we're at the level of where I want to accumulate, and we're a little bit under it. So this is giving me more of an idea that we might go lower, and that's not a problem. But yeah, the situation for looking for the targets on a measured move on this, I would just say look left. And the last area we have history is around 1380. There is no history on CME Ethereum past that. To make a new low, I mean, yeah, it's possible, but how low can we go? I mean, I can give you a if it wants to get into this 1300 area, that's great. But if we lose that 1300 area, we might go to like 1100, 1200, and then get the next bounce. So let's just keep these levels in mind. I'll leave this here so we can look back at it at another time. That's Ethereum, guys. So now let's go to our perps. And then look at my scribbles. So once again, as we can see on perps on the weekly, we were testing the Bollinger Band on Bitcoin, but we did not break it. We're right above the 200, okay? And what we were looking for this whole time, I'm going to actually go to a daily, because we just saw the weekly levels. We don't need to look more. But this is the daily. As you can see, we've been doing a sideways consolidation for a while. Okay, we did a little fake out of this triangle descending consolidation. We did a fake out, bounced back up, did another one, and now we took the lows. Okay, the lows of 28.6 is still valid. We need to break that. Once this is broken, this will be a 1-to-1 extension. Oh, there you go. So this is what we're looking at. So once this consolidation broke, if we didn't make it above the 21, you see I had this path here. Like, oh yeah, if we continued outside of this ascending channel, we used this channel as support, we got above the 21, we could have climbed to this 55 EMA area, this 32.7. We didn't make that path, but I had that path there. The whole time what I was looking for was this for this head and shoulder formation. So that's kind of what we're looking at. So right now, if this 28.6 can just hold us and be support, we can open up next week due to that weekly looking like we're going sideways and make it the shoulder, the last shoulder. We already made the one left shoulder. We made the head, kind of, retardedly. Like, sorry for my language, but it's not look great. And then here's the next shoulder, if it wants to come in for the next week or two, okay? Because it takes like a week or two for these little consolidations to occur. Then we can break down, maybe by the end of June. But if we don't give this next dead cat bounce, because so much fear and panic was in the market, so many people probably stacked shorts, okay? And this level of liquidity is what I'm looking to break to take the liquidity from the longs. And then once the longs get their liquidity taken, I have this whole situation. So if we do, now we're back on this descending channel. If we lose the middle of this channel, we should have a quick move down and retest this wick. If we can't even bounce off this wick, it's going to be like a capitulation kind of move. And that's why I have this red move here, because I expected it to come over here at least to test this 25. If we can't get our bounce, we're going to break down even further and probably go to like around 22 and then make a quick accumulation and come right back above here and go up. And in this formation, it would be an inverse head and shoulder kind of situation, and then just ride it up. So this is what I'm waiting to see. If this breakdown is going to happen past 28.6, I'm assuming logically that it's testing this wick. And then once it comes to test this wick, if we come to the bottom of the wick, these negative point of controls is where I'm looking for the bounce. If the bounce don't come on these little negative point of controls, and we see a lot of volume and weakness, I'm looking for this nice chunk of point of controls over here at 22.5 to get tapped to bring us to the upside. So keep that in mind, guys. I mean, I had these three paths. I had this purple path, this green path, and this red path. It looks like the purple and the red path is still possible. The green path is on hold, but if we take over the 21 EMA, the green path is going to kick back in, okay? So that's for Bitcoin. Looking at the 4-hour, we had a very, very hard sell-off in that last 4-hour candle. Now, this candle was actually closing outside the Bollinger Band, yeah. So we should be looking for a new low on this new 4-hour candle. So guys, get ready. We might test this middle of this descending channel that we just broke back into, and we actually retested it right here and rejected again. So yeah, we can follow this red path that I have drawn out here, and let's see if that's the one that is going to be guiding us to where price is going. And there I just highlighted a little bit more. And ironically, the fib time worked out. When the fib time came, we like shot up, and then that was the high, and now we've just been distributing since. So let's see how that goes. Going back to a weekly, my next fib time is all the way over here, January 2nd. So maybe January 2nd is going to be marking the bottom of this cycle for the next upside move. I'm just throwing that out there, guys. I'm not saying that January 2nd is going to be the next bottom, but from my fib time, it's been playing out pretty darn accurately. So I'm just going to keep that date out there for you guys. I can. All right. Okay, now let's go to the 4-hour, as I was saying. Yeah, breaking down this path. Once we are under 28.6, you'll have your warning. Okay, since we're flirting with that level right now, and then once we lose this level, you have this 28.100 last level of bounce, and then it's going to that 25. Maybe you'll get another little dead cat bounce right here at 27.7, because that's also where the bottom of the candles are, as well as the bottom of the channel, midline of the channel. So let's watch and see. It's the weekend. I have no interest in trying to trade this. I was hoping to break the range and then take a trade accordingly. As of now, we're on the bottom of the range. I mean, if I want to accumulate a long, I would do it. While we were up here, I was saying, oh, this is going to give us a rejection off the 200. So this is places where you could have took your shorts. So as of right now, I'm looking for where I want to take my long. And since this bottom has been tested so many times, I kind of just want to flush the liquidity of this bottom before I consider taking a long. So there you go. I mean, but if this 28.6 holds, okay, if this level holds, I mean, we could get our bounce back up. So be careful. Don't get too crazy. The volume on that 4-hour candle was really high, and this new candle just opened, so we got to wait and see how this candle wants to go. It could probably go back up and test into 29,065, but then reject, and then you can have this nice harsh rejection down, because maybe in like 2 hours you'll see the action when everyone actually wakes up. No one's really awake right now. All right, let's go to Ethereum, and then I will let you guys go enjoy your weekend. I'm going fishing today, so I'm kind of excited. It's like my first time going fishing ever. So this was another thing I wanted to point out on Bitcoin. I was sharing this chart like 50 times on my Discord that, hey, the EMAs were the midline. The second we broke under the EMAs and tested on the 21 and rejected, we had to move down. I said that, hey, this 29 area might support us, and then we might get the rally to the upside, but we broke down under it, tested it, rejected it, and that was the signal that, hey, we're going to go down. Now this 29.5 is officially the resistance to the upside. Until we break this pocket, we are not looking for upside. And this pocket and the 21 EMA are right on each other. So unless the 21 EMA is conquered, there's nothing we're going to do. And this measured move already started. And as you can see, we have two measured moves. This is the first measured move we're in the middle of. Once we break 28.6 to the downside, it's going to continue this path to the downside. And then we have these few levels of resistance like 28.2, and then 26.8 is the next one. So when we go down, we're going to go down probably with force and hope these levels gives us a bounce. If not, we're going to continue the second measured move straight down to the lower targets. And that's where the 22 and the 21 area comes into mind. So just keep that in mind, guys. We've been consolidating this triangle forever. We just broke out of this triangle, tested it, and now we're going to the downside. This triangle was one measured move that we're using. This Fibonacci is showing you, the EMA is showing you. So we had 3 points of confluence telling you that that's the short area. All right, now we're looking for where the long is coming in, and as of right now, I gave you these targets to the downside. We could find a bounce here, we could find a bounce here, we could find a bounce at 28 too. But I would look at the thick lines as the more probable areas than the thin lines, because the thin lines are a 4-hour consolidation, the thick lines is off the weekly consolidation. So there you go, that is Bitcoin. Now Ethereum. So Ethereum actually broke down under 1700, and I said once we break down out of this area, the 1715, we're gonna have move down, right? We're gonna have some big moves down, and that's literally what we got happening. We broke down out of the triangle consolidation, we tapped out of the 1715, did a bounce, and then we flushed it. We flushed down. Then the 1695 fib got tested, got rejected, and that's why I have this right here, this little move, this red move, because I expected it to test it and then one more time maybe try PEQ, but it didn't even try the equilibrium. It freaking just took the midline and then just flushed down. Took everyone out thinking that, hey, this might be the bottom. They took their liquidity too. And we're making the measured move, and we just tapped this one naked point of control at 15.4. But technically the measured move is to the bottom. So I'm looking for this area down here to get touched for Ethereum. And this is something that we've been planning for I don't even know how long. But we had 2 paths possible. This inverse head and shoulder on Ethereum, which I was like yesterday, hey, this is a possibility if Ethereum can continue holding sideways and go up with Bitcoin. But since Bitcoin took that path to the downside, we had this red move going like, if 1715 gets tested and broken and we test it one more time, you're gonna flush. And that's exactly what we're doing. We're making the measured move of this consolidation, this triangle, okay? So let's see if the move completes. Because see how this completed here? That's what I'm waiting for this to complete down here. Where does this one find its support, its consolidation? We'll see that, and then we can look for the reverse to come in, and I'm looking for it to come at least to the complete measured move around 1400. So that is my Bitcoin and Ethereum analysis, guys. If you guys have any questions or concerns, please leave it in the section below. If you have any comments, if you have any comments or any other assets you would like me to review, please let me know and I'll get to it ASAP. And then aside from that, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and press the bell button for notifications for real-time updates. If you were with me, you would have saw all this for the last 2-3 weeks. We've been saying the same stuff ad nauseum. All right, guys, thank you so much for your love and support. No matter what happens, be careful this weekend. All right, use low leverage, get your entries ready for Monday. I think equities is going to give us a run for our money, because if people are running out of the market due to inflation and going to cash, I don't know what they're doing with their cash. They're losing buying power if it's not invested. So if inflation is real and there's people taking money out of the markets, equities, maybe they're going to transition that money into crypto. So don't think all is lost. Crypto was supposed to be the inflation hedge. So let's see where the bottom is, and when the bottom is set and we start our upside move, I think it is gonna be epic, like epic. So more and more people are introduced to crypto this cycle than any other previous cycle. There's gonna be countries that are gonna be taking their money into Bitcoin as opposed to taking their country's currency as they work from here to 2022, 23, 24, 25, because they know that in the long run, even as the market is tanking, it's better to have their money in digital assets such as Bitcoin or Ethereum than their country's currency, which is losing to inflation at an exponential rate. And now Americans are facing that with dollars. So just be logical about it. I understand price is scary with these red candles coming at you, but someone is selling. Why? Or why are they selling? We don't know. Who's panicking? But I assure you someone is buying. And who's buying? We can just take a guess who has that much money to be putting in the market when everyone is in fear and panic. Just take a logical guess. And that's probably the person who's going to be laughing later as well, who's distributing on us when the market's at like 100K. So be very logical, guys. That's my 2 cents. No matter what happens, guys, don't forget, I'm always gonna love you. So I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a great weekend. Wish me luck. I'm trying to catch some fish, otherwise I'm gonna go hungry. Bye bye, guys.